Hi there, dear loving soul. You're very welcome to this channel and to this office where we talk about universal laws of practicing love. The video series for today's video will be all about the topic of taking care of your home. Now, a lot of it will revolve around cleaning your home, I know, but sometimes that might sound a little bit negative to some people, feeling like it's a humongous chore that you just don't want to tackle, it's too overwhelming, and it's just something you want to park to the side. Hence why I would prefer if we got into the mentality of cleaning as taking care of your home. It's you practicing love towards your home, because it's obviously a very important place in everyone's lives. So, and homes change over time, right? Since you're a baby till you're growing through various stages. You might be moving countries, you may be relocating, even migrating within your country. You grow into adult, you might have a family home, which completely changes to where you grow up. And as a result of that, a person may have multiple homes in their lifetime. But the whole point is, we ought to be taking care of our home. One way or another, everyone's going to do it, and there's good reason for it as well. And so the whole subject matter for today is literally about taking care of our home. So please grab a glass of water or coffee, tea, whatever you want. I've got a cup of tea here with me today in order for us to talk more about taking care of our home. And so because this is part one, we'll be delving into some universal laws before applying those universal laws and discussing some practical tips as to how one can take care of our home in part two. And part three, we'll be getting some lovely messages from the spirit world, as always. So the first universal law that I wanted to discuss today in part one revolves around the whole idea that your home is effectively your sacred space. And it's a space that is important for you to feel comfortable, cozy, safe, and protected. And a lot of this has to do with some of the universal laws I mentioned before in my videos, which is being versus doing, and that being is just as important as whatever we decide to do, right? So when you are in a sacred space or your home, you want to be well, you want to feel comfortable, you want to feel joyous and loved and warm and safe, right? So if, it follows that if you have a home, it's your sacred space, you ought to feel good in it. And a lot of homes do provide that kind of comfort, right, for you, but it's a matter of ensuring that because your home gives you so much, and you receive a lot of goodness from being in your home, it's also important to give back to your home. And that's how we need to take some steps, some proactive steps at taking care of our homes. And as a result, we give that energy and we invest that time and energy into our homes so that we continue on, the cycle of giving and receiving, or the energy of giving and receiving, which I've also discussed previously in my other videos. The other universal law that comes to mind, and I couldn't quite sort of put one word down for it, but I will do my best to describe what I'm getting at. And it's this feeling of clarity, feeling of accomplishment, gratitude, and a sensation of, just achievement when you take care of your home. Sort of when you get over to the other side of, having finished your weekly chores, your weekly routine, or you doing some spring cleaning, just as an example, or whatever it is that you might be clearing out your garage or your wardrobe. There's a sense of clarity. And I think maybe if there's one word I could find, it would be clarity. And I try to think a little bit more about this in order to explain it today. And I've noticed that when my own home or any area of my own space, my secret space, like say my bathroom where I cleanse myself, or bedroom where I, sleep and rest and enjoy myself, my me time, If that space is cluttered, it feels like you're, sorry for that email, that sound. If your space is cluttered, it will feel like your mind is also cluttered. And as a result, it might not feel as safe or as protected or as comfortable or cozy of a space, because there's so much going on if your space is feeling cluttered. And it's sort of like your space has an impact on your thoughts or your thought patterns, and you get into this cycle of too much going on in your head if there's so much going on around you. And so the clarity of going and spending some time physically, clearing the space or tidying some things away, dusting off those bookshelves or your desk, changing your bed linen in your bedroom as an example, cleaning the kitchen, putting the dishes away. It sort of helps with your mental state. It's as if you get mental clarity as a result of you physically clearing things away around your space. And so it feels like there's a cycle that if your mental state, you've got too much thoughts, overwhelming thoughts, rush in the head, by you exercising the freedom of choice to go ahead and observe your space, clear some things away, tidy things away, clear this physical space, you may then end up having a nicer environment around you in your home, but also a clearer headspace. So there's one thing of manifesting, some goodness for your brain or your mind to make it more still, more calm and cool and collected, which is by literally doing something to take care of your home. And the last thing I want to mention about it, and I kind of already tapped into it, which is this freedom of choice that we all get when we are on planet Earth, school of planet Earth. We all get the freedom of choice to do something or not to do something. And look, you are very welcome not to take care of your home. That's your choice, no judgment at all. But if you're watching this video series, then perhaps you will be inspired to take care of your home from a place of love. It comes from a place of love. Now, specifically that freedom of choice will revolve around you taking some conscious steps to, obviously in the physical world, to go ahead and tidy some things away. Be that in your bedroom, your bathroom, your kitchen, outside area, your living room, family room, children's room if you've got any kids. Apologies for the noise outside. I've still got some construction happening outside, so another video where there's a bit of noise in there, and apologies for that. So taking care of your home, I think, is crucial and important for your own well-being, because remember, it is your sacred space, but it also is a sacred place for those you live with, be that your family, perhaps your friends, your guests, or your roommates, your flatmates. You might be renting with somebody else. And on that note, let's just jump into, I guess, part 2, where we talk about some practical tips and a free giveaway for you, my dear loving souls, something to help you take care of your home. So without any further ado, just please jump into part 2. There's a link down below, and we'll talk about some of the practical tips and application of these universal laws. See you shortly.